anymore. Remember your name anymore. Hi everyone, welcome to the Everything Sparkle Show. This dress that I'm wearing today was made by Linda Nabe. Thank you, Linda. She's one of my favorite clients that I personal train. And also we want to thank Ron Cadiz at Next Level Design. He does all of our amazing graphics that you see every week. He's what keeps us afloat and does our lovely posters. Oh my gosh, Jordan, how are you?
Good, how's it going?
It's good. So every time I'm looking at my social media page, all that pops up is hair, the back of ladies' hairs. And I'm just like, oh my God, who is this girl? She has to be on my show because she's everywhere.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So are these all extensions? Because they're all long. They're not like...
Some of them.
Most of them, right?
Yeah, I do extensions. I do tape and extensions, but I mostly do colors and pure Brazilian blowouts, which is a smoothing treatment. So a lot of my clients do have really long, thick hair. So it either could be extensions or it could just be their natural hair. Lucky for them.
You just have managed to have clients with nice
massive amounts of hair, yes.
Wow, that's amazing. How long have you been doing hair?
I graduated from Paul Mitchell the early of 2016. And then I did an internship with a woman from LA. She was a Wella educator, which is a really high-end color company.
Good.
So
I lived in LA. So
oh, cool. Yeah. So I worked under her for 2 years. So I have her to thank for everything for what I do now. So I got lucky with her. Mm-hmm.
So where are you located at?
I own my own studio, Hair by Jordan, across the street from Fashion Fair Mall.
Okay.
It's just me by myself in a building in my own room. Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. Mm-hmm. That's good to know. And then what about, so you have another business.
Yes. So that one's called Green Beauty Waste. That one is owned by my best friend and I. Her name is Lexi. And we help hair salons and hair studios or stylists in a big salon become environmentally friendly by helping them dispose of foil, hair color tubes, actual hair from haircuts, because it's really bad for the environment. So when you partner with us, we pick up your waste, take it to a waste facility, which makes you environmentally friendly while you do hair.
Nice. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Yeah. I never thought about that. I mean, now that you're saying that, that makes a lot of sense that that wouldn't be good for the environment. But you just never think of all these things. Yeah, it's like the worst chemicals.
Yep, it's very bad.
The most potent chemicals you could possibly have.
Yep,
So what made you guys decide that? It just wasn't happening, or is this something that you saw in LA that you picked up?
So there's a really big company in Canada that does it, but they don't come here to the Central Valley. So I kind of got inspiration from them, but we do different things than them. So we're more of a transportation service where the stylists themselves give us their trash, and then we take it to the correct place.
How much does that cost?
It's just $45 a person a month for us to pick up your trash and drop it off. So it's really inexpensive to have your salon be environmentally friendly.
And then it's something that you could post, hey, we're an environment.
Yeah, you get a sticker. Salon. Yeah, you get a sticker for your door and all that stuff so people know when they walk in.
Wow, that's great. Because I know a lot of hairstylists. Now I'm going to tell all of the ones I know.
Yes, please.
To do that. That is such a cool, I know a lot of hairstylists. So
yeah, it's a brand new business. So.
I should have asked you to just tease my hair today or something. Because
next time.
You couldn't do the braids.
Styling is not my forte. I can send people other ways for styling. But
well, you do the coloring
and
extensions.
Anything else I'm ready.
So how much do the extensions cost?
So what happens is you buy the hair, so that's all determined.
So you don't sell any of that yourself?
I don't do the hair, no, but it starts at $100 to install. So it just depends on how much hair it is. But yeah, you buy the hair separately, so that's through a different hair company that I buy them for you, but I don't have the hair myself on hand.
You must be super busy with all of this stuff.
Yes. I am.
You made time to come here. I'm very excited about that.
Yes, I blocked it off, yes. Luckily, we make our own schedule as small business people.
Right.
So, and this was important to come, so I definitely made the time to come.
Well, I guarantee you I'm going to bring you clients for that waste.
Yes, I would love that.
So you have some great training.
Yes.
So 2016.
Yes,
worked
March.
under her for 2 years. Did you want to move to LA when you were there?
I actually, So, her studio's here in Fresno. It's by River Park, but I met her when she moved back from LA. And what got me into hair was I love vivid hair color work, pastel colors, rainbow hair colors, but they're not really accepted here. I wish they were, so I considered moving to LA, but just never ended up doing it, never was able to. So I do it here, but yeah, I always kind of wanted to move there. Yeah.
See, I'd love to experiment with hair color more, but I mean, you see, this is my natural hair color. It's really dark.
Yeah.
So to do anything, I have to bleach it first, right?
Yeah.
And then it's multiple treatments, and then it's just so much upkeep. But I would love to do those vivid colors.
Yeah, you could do extensions too. They come in vivid colors.
Oh, like the two-tone, like all that.
Or put like a cute little purple one or something.
Right.
You know?
And are you good at ombre? Is that one of your fortes?
Yeah,
too?
I do a lot of lived-in color. That's something that I do. So more on the natural side of that. A lot of blondes, a lot of blonde color work. Mm-hmm.
What about for men? Do you do the balding men and do all that?
I do not do men. I do not. Yeah, but I met so many barbers and stuff from school that I'm full of people to send people to.
Okay.
If they ask me, yeah, I can branch them out and go to people that I know. Yeah.
I remember back in the day when I was getting extensions, because this is my natural hair now, but back in the day when I was doing it, I would always see these guys coming, because I lived in LA, and so I would see them all. I mean, everybody was getting like, it's just amazing how many men have not the real.
Yeah. Fake hair, yeah.
But it's good. They're keeping it up. I mean, you know, it's good.
Yeah, they care about what they look like,
yeah,
which is great. Yeah, which is good, yeah.
We had a fashion designer last week. I mean, I was teaching men how to dress kind of in Fresno to dress up a notch. Because a lot of times there's not events here to like really keep it classy.
Yeah.
I mean, the men on my show today look amazing that are coming on. But you know what I mean? There's not a lot of events to just, you know, look. So he was talking
fashion
about that
stuff.
And then I was thinking about the hair.
You're like...
What do you have anybody famous, like anybody on the news or anybody that we would know who's hair done?
No, not at the moment, but I do reach out to people through social media. You know, you go on Instagram and you can go on the popular feed and see people that live in Fresno. So I have reached out to a couple people. That's a good
ombre. I like that.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's a couple people I've reached out to, but who knows? They could have a hairdresser already. But yeah, I do definitely try to get my name out there, and that would be the end goal to, you know, be a high-end stylist.
So yeah, what is some of your future goals with everything with hair?
I think with hair personally, I would like to own my own salon and have, you know, people working there. I mean, still working and being behind the chair, because I love actually doing hair and coloring like that. I wouldn't just want to be a business owner. I would actually want to do hair and have a chair. Yeah, I think having a huge salon, I think, is the end goal for a lot of stylists, because then you feel like you've, you know, done your work behind the chair. Then you got your salon you can decorate and do it how you want it. Choose the people that you want to work with every day.
Sometimes that's the end goal, because some people have gone from that to just doing their own thing because they said it was too much of an upkeep. Like the person who does my hair said that it was too much to rely on other people and have employees, and you have such a name out there for yourself. It's going to be hard to imagine having other people with that.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you know, goals change a lot. I think right now, just building clientele is the end goal, and then getting green beauty waste out there. I'm really focused on getting.
I'm really excited. I mean, that's some ambition right there.
I'm putting up, me and my business partner put in a lot of effort and time getting.
I really hope that goes.
Me too.
Far. I think it will, though. I mean, that's very affordable.
Yes, and I'm myself and very environmentally friendly. So for me, it's, you know, more than just a business. I actually connect with it. I drive an electric car. I recycle everything the right way.
What car do you drive?
I have a Volkswagen e-Golf.
So how many miles does that?
About 140.
Okay, because I drove that Fiat 500. I got that for a year. I couldn't go anywhere. That was...
You get stuck, yeah.
I attempted to be environmentally friendly with the car. I'm sorry,
you tried.
It did not work out
You
for
tried.
me.
You need one with more miles, I think, maybe next time.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So, do you mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 26. I just turned 26 in August.
Because you're so young and so ambitious. I love it. It was a good point, not to be like...
No.
Because you have the experience behind you.
Yeah.
You've probably put in your thousands of hours of hair so far.
Yeah, and I was a communications major before I started. I didn't go right into hair after high school. So I did
what
my
made
time.
You do that?
I was paying for it myself and decided if I'm gonna do what I want to do and pay for it, I'm gonna go to hair school. Just decided to go. And that's what started it all.
And this is a good color. I like this.
Thank you.
This is actually kind of trending right now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's like it was very red when I first did it, but now it's like
I actually like it like
pink
this.
thing. Yeah.
I think it's really neat. I like my hair too.
I've had every color in the book, so.
And that's what's funny is your hair is naturally light, right?
Yeah, it's blonde. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you get to have more fun than us brunettes.
Yeah, I can just throw it on there and call it a day. Yeah.
That's when they say blondes have all the fun. You get to dye your hair like nothing.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So your friend that you co-own the waist.
Yes.
She is she in the business as well?
She is, yeah. She, because I'm the hairdresser, I can answer all the questions kind of on hand when people ask us chemical stuff and stuff like that, or hairdressers come to me because I know the answers right away. She is more of the business side because she works at an environmental engineer firm. So
she's not really into hair.
Yeah, she doesn't do hair, but we kind of have, it's a 50-50 partnership.
Because you bring in the hair, she brings up.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, we both do the pickups though. We're both equally involved. We both have she's the business side and I'm more of the face to
and
it.
There's nobody else that does that in town, right?
Nope, we're the only ones. Yeah, considering the whole Central Valley, the closest place anything like this happens is Santa Cruz. And they won't come here. That company, the one, whatever they do, won't come here. Yeah, so we kind of technically can service the whole.
Love that so much that you zoned in on something we don't have.
You.
I'm really excited. I like stuff like that. So, are you going to stay in Fresno for a while?
I believe so.
Now that you're established, you can't possibly get to LA tomorrow.
Yeah, I did live in Cayucas for a while before I went to hair school, but I came back here to go to school. So I've moved and came back, but yeah, I plan on staying here just because I have my own studio here.
Where'd you get your communications degree from?
I was at City for a couple years, and then I did a year at Costa when I was there in SLO.
Oh, okay.
But then I came back. The cosmetology school over there wasn't very good, so I decided to come home and went to Paul Mitchell here in Fresno.
What's the price for coloring? I know that varies, but what's typical, like an ombre, and what about people that just want to get their roots done? What's the difference?
So it kind of depends. If someone has like gray hair and they just want a root touch up, it's $45. Starts at $45.
Okay.
For color work, blonding starts at $90. And then it goes up depending how much hair you have or the length of it. And then I do Brazilian blowouts. Those are just $200 flat the first time you come in.
How long does that last for $200?
3 to 5 months, depending what you use at home. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's actually worth it.
Yeah.
I didn't know they last that long, really.
Yeah, depends what shampoo and stuff you use at home. But
I thought people were doing that like a weekly thing, or is that?
Oh, that they're probably getting a shampoo blow dry, a blowout.
And
this is a keratin smoothing treatment that helps your hair.
Okay, so does that mean every time you blow dry your hair, it's kind of going straight?
Yeah, no frizz, shiny, really soft, promotes hair growth.
Oh my god!
I think everybody can benefit.
How long does that? It's a process of that.
I book out 2 hours. I'm pretty fast at them. So it's not like a super all day long thing.
I want to do that. Oh my god, we should do that next time when they showcase that.
Yeah.
I don't know who would turn that down if you're going out to like news people.
No, I don't know.
I'll get you some of my girls in the news.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on our show.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
And then I see big things for you. And next year when I have you back, like at this time, we're gonna see.
Yeah, we'll see where I'm at. Yes.
I'm gonna have my beautiful Brazilian blowout.
Yes, absolutely. I'm more than happy to do it.
Thanks, girl.
Thank you.
Welcome back, and hi, Charlie Perez. I see you're watching. Leo.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So, you are really fascinating. I actually Googled you and saw all the things that you've done. Where do you want to start?
I've been around a little bit.
You've done like everything. So.
I came from the background of a family that was in the dairy business. And
I didn't see anything about that.
Okay, so that's kind of where it sort of started. But I actually got into bodybuilding in the late 80s. And the reason why I got into it was because I had been an athlete all my life. And then I didn't proceed in sports for some various reasons.
Injuries, huh?
Injuries.
That's always...
But I always, it always haunted me that, I wondered, like, what if? What if I got that shot? Because sports was like what gives me that buzz, And now at this time, I'm working on a family dairy, which does not give me that buzz. So I made a promise to myself. I got in really bad shape. I was always in shape as an athlete. Now I'm working on a dairy.
Eating like you used to when you were an
married,
athlete, but not working out like you used to.
All of a sudden, I'm like this fat blob, And I thought, man, I got to do something.
What was your fattest?
Well, I mean, I was weighing. It wasn't actually how much I was weighing as much as how I looked.
It was
just all jiggly. So I ended up, my buddy that I hadn't seen for a long time, he told me, "What the hell happened to you?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Look at you." He says, "Why don't you start working out?" And I never did that in college because at that time, the position I played, they didn't want us skill guys. They called it skill position, quarterback. stay out of the weight room. Believe it or not, in the 80s, it was like that. That's the weight room was
Did
just.
it affect your speed?
Well,
Was that part of
this
it?
is what they thought back then. They didn't know enough about weight training like they do now, and how you can make it very specific to sport. So back then, it was just for the linemen to go in. You guys go then, and the rest of you guys come over here. So I never weightlifted. After my buddy told me, I go, Jim, why don't you just go join a gym or something, man? Well, I started reading muscle mags. I built my own equipment to begin with on the dairy. I knew how to weld. I built my own equipment. It was very rudimentary, but it worked. I was there for 6 months in my garage, and the next thing you know, the bug bit me. Got into a gym, met my business partner who suggested that I compete in the show. It was all over. That was my. Well, I made a promise to myself: if I ever got that buzz again, that passion, I didn't care what I was doing, I was going to go for it.
And we have some of your weightlifting photos that your assistant had sent in, and they're really impressive. How many awards did you win?
I won a couple of titles. I won national event, was my biggest title in Vegas. I went to the Worlds in Belgium. I placed in the top 10. I got started late as far as actually competing. 27 is when I actually started weight training. And usually people are in the industry, they start at a very young age. So I got a late start, but it didn't matter to me. But I'm a student of the game. I was an enthusiast. And bodybuilding, once the bug bit, I thought because so many people used to ask me questions at the gym, how I got to this place, So I thought, well, maybe I can make a living at this. Mind you, in '82, in Visalia, this is where I'm from, the nearest trainer was probably in Fresno, but for sure in LA and San Francisco.
Wow.
There was nobody doing it.
Right.
In my city, no one. I had no reference.
So you had to be self-taught. All those Arnold videos.
All that. Well, I mainly learned for myself. I learned it
Right.
firsthand. And knowing that is the best way to learn that.
But I'm saying all you even had were like old Arnold videos. We didn't have the
Muscle-
internet. You didn't.
No.
Yeah. So you're just like really doing.
I'm in muscle max reading every
Right.
day.
Oh my gosh.
That's how I got started. And then, the next thing you know, I'm competing, and I just kept working my way up the ranks.
How long were you competing for? About 10 years or longer?
About 15 years. And then,
Oh my gosh.
so I decided to go ahead.
That is so impressive. I'm
So-
sorry. Do you look at that and be like, wow?
I look back now, I'm thinking, how in the heck did I do that? I really,
Right.
I just, at the time, as you know, because you're a trainer. And,
Well, I've never been at that level.
Well-
Let's just be real. I mean, you're like a sculpture.
well, the thing about that is if you don't have your heart and soul into that, you can't do that sport. You can't.
Oh, your mind body.
You-
You have to really have that focus. What it says, 80% mental.
You can't do it unless everything's all in, And this is the reason why most people that actually get in, they've come to me over the years. They say, "Hey, I want to compete." Well, most of them actually like the idea of it more than to actually follow through because they don't realize how much of a sufferfest.
Yeah, how
it
much
really
life's
is.
gonna suck for a while.
Well, there's trade-offs, and that's just that was one of them. You know what? It never was.
I love looking at that.
Well, and the thing about that is when you love something like that and have passion for it, the obstacles and all those things really they have a different perspective. I loved that. I loved what I still do to this day. But that got me doing shows like that was how I got into. Then I went into personal training.
So, what kind of competitor were you here?
What do you mean?
What type of bodybuilding? It was an actual bodybuilding, right? Because now we have physique, we have all that. What was this
Yeah, it was
considered?
NABBA, and then then this one right there was IFBB.
Okay.
So I competed in different organizations.
Got it.
And what I did is I competed for about 15 years, and then I took a 13-year layoff. And then I decided to come back. I get wild hairs like this. I thought, I wonder how.
Oh my god!
I wonder how it's like. I wanted to find out if muscle really has memory.
And did it?
Well, I needed one more year to be where I thought I needed to be. I was close,
That's good.
but it does have memory, and it's amazing how fast it came back. And I mean, that age, that photo right there, I'm 56.
Oh my
Years
gosh!
of age,
That's amazing.
It's really something, and then of course I knew that being in the industry that the pros that were making, the guys that are making money are really only the ones that are like the top 5 maybe. In
Right,
the sport.
it's not a lucrative sport.
No,
That's why I haven't been in it, honestly.
Well, but the thing about that is there's different ways to make your money. A lot of these guys are selling supplements. What I did...
And branding. And
right. So I did personal training. I've written 6 training courses for bodybuilding over the years that have been sold all over the world, you know. So I made my money that way. So competing for me was just a way for me to sort of fulfill a dream that I thought I missed when I was in college. And even though I was really close to turning pro, but I didn't, you know, it wasn't the right timing, you know. I had kids and everything, and it was just really, really rough. But I thought, you know, I fulfilled my dream that way. And I've been in this industry for 38 years, and Sparkle, I have to tell you, I love it as much now than I ever have. And I love getting up. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day, and I'm in the gym by 4. I'm a trained idiot, man. I go, and if I don't do it, I'm not right. I'm not happy.
Right.
It's just part of what I do.
It's a drug, you know.
Well, it is. It's a natural.
It's a good one.
It's a natural drug, you know. So I'm still in it, and I have training studios, but I have my trainers are doing the work now. But
okay, so you have a training studio in Visalia.
Actually, in Tulare.
Oh, okay.
I used to have 5 of them. I had one in Fresno when I was.
So what's it called?
Guaranteed Fitness Plus.
Okay, yeah, I read about that. And that's still active?
Yeah.
Or just the one in Tulare?
Just the one in Tulare. When I was younger, I thought I wanted to conquer the world with these training studios. And it was more than I actually, you know, it's not as easy as it looks. So what I did is I got rid of them all except for the one. And I mainly, right now, I speak, you know, I do a lot of motivational speaking. And I'm an old guy having a good time now in the gym, you know. I still go there, and I call it my perch. I'm on the bike every morning at my gym. I'm just like an old piece of furniture there.
Okay, now let's segue. You have a podcast that's doing really well, and this is mainly focused on...
It's my bodybuilding. I decided to get back into the bodybuilding industry. We went away from it.
Yeah.
And we're in different niche markets. But, you know, the reason I wanted to get back into it mainly is because I started reading like on Google, and I started reading some of the stuff that these trainers are putting out there, and some of the information that's out there. I've always been known to talk straight to my clientele, my base. I was known for that when I wrote my first training course. And there's a lot of stuff out there there's some bad information, and some of these trainers, I blame some of it on social media. I can tell by the way they write the articles that they really don't understand and have command of their skill. And so my way was to come out and go on social media. I started writing blogs, and I made like 200 blogs, and I called it Exposing Fake Trainers. I was angry.
Well, I mean, what's happened is that, like you said, there was none. Now they're everywhere. There's always like that commercial that says, if you want to become a personal trainer and all this. So it's like, and same with hair.
Yep.
And you have to find the really good ones. Like I think Jordan does really good hair because I've seen her work. You've been in the business for a long time, so you really know your stuff, and you didn't do it for the money.
Yeah.
When you do something you love and you study it immensely and practice it a million times, you're doing it for a whole nother reason than what some of these people got into it for. So that's why you know. I told people back then, I still say, if I didn't have to pay bills, I'd do it for free. I love it that much. Yeah. I still do it. So that's what you're talking about. Right, yeah.
So I got back into it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to get back in. And the training courses that I wrote were very popular back in the 80s. I mean, very popular. Wrote 6 of them. Nice. And so I thought, you know, I'm going to get back into this thing, and this is going to be my way to air out and get rid of all this frustration and anger. So I started this podcast, and I'm just building it now, you know. But we're getting ready to bring on some big name people. I hope you'll come on. I'm
set to the 27th.
Okay, there you have it. So you'll be on, and I'm really excited about that.
And I'll post it and promote it everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, there's so many more things we haven't even touched on yet. So you were injured, and then you created something out of that, right?
Yes, I had 3 strokes in 3 weeks that paralyzed me.
How? Where? What happened?
Well, it actually happened when I was getting ready for I needed a third time. I was coming back a third time when I came back, when I started after the 13-year layoff. Well, I wanted to go back and compete one more time. 2 months away from the show, I had this, you know, it blew me away because I had no idea. I'm thinking, okay, I'm at the gym training somebody, and all of a sudden I had something came across my body, and I'm thinking, what the hell is that?
Oh my God.
I didn't know. How could I possibly know it was a stroke? I'm thinking, you know, I'm an old athlete. I'm thinking, I'll just shake it off. It's just like a virus or something. Just something.
Right.
And I kind of like hung out at the gym, training the client, and then I knew something was wrong when I had my foot up on the bench like that. I went to put my foot down, I couldn't find the floor, and then all of a sudden it was just like domino effect. Well,
That's scary.
Anyway, I went home. I got to the hospital. I was so stubborn. My wife had to call my kids because I kept saying, "Nah, shake it off," and I couldn't talk, and I mean it was bad. Looking back now. Anyway, I went to the hospital. The doctor told me, "Hey, you have these strokes." We don't really know why. They did all these studies on me. Every possible, study that they could do on me. They checked all my carotid arteries and all these tests, and they said, "There's nothing wrong with you. Everything's clear. There's no heart disease." And that was almost worse news, because they didn't know. They said, "Look, I had 2 back-to-back at the hospital, and they said, don't bodybuild, go home and rest for 6 weeks." And I thought, he's got to be talking to somebody else that's normal, that's average, not me. I'm an athlete.
I know.
I'm a body. What the heck?
Oh,
How's this happening? So I said, okay, to appease him. They gave me a TPA drug. It's a clot busting medication, and it's pretty controversial, or it has risks. And when I was there with the first 2, they said, we can give this to you, and if it works, it's going to work in 2.5 days, and you'll walk out of the hospital like nothing happened. And they said, but if it doesn't work, you could bleed out.
Oh my gosh, those are great odds.
Yeah, and I'm all jacked up, I said, "There." So they injected me, unbelievably. In 2 days, I walked out of the hospital like it never happened. That was almost kind of a curse, because I thought to myself, I'm just going to go home, and I'm going to do what the doctor said, but it's not going to be for 6 weeks. I went back to the gym in a week, and I thought, I'm just going to take it easy because, bodybuilding is extreme. I'm going to cut my way back, and I did. And I was training my client. Client.
Then it happened again.
Then I knew what it was. I could feel it coming on. I told my client, I'm having a stroke right now. I'll see you later. Got my card. I drove to the hospital.
You're so bad, Leo.
No, wait a minute. I parked really well. Okay, I nailed it.
Leo.
No, listen, I nailed it. I went up to the window. They had
Don't try this at home, kids.
They had just
that
seen
have
me.
strokes.
I knocked on the window. I said, "Hey, I'm having a 3rd stroke," and that's when it all changed for me, because they couldn't give me that medication again too soon. I had to rehab myself the hard way.
Oh my God.
If it wasn't for my sport, I would have never made a full recovery, because I needed to find out why only 10% of the people are making 100% recovery. I went on the road and I talked to all the support groups. I talked to anybody that would listen to me, because I had made a recovery. And it was about fractured information, insurance companies cutting people off too soon. It's awful.
None of that surprises me.
It's awful. So I wrote a book called 3 Strokes in 3 Weeks Saved My Life.
I love it. Where can we buy that at?
On Amazon.
Oh, it's 3 strokes in 3 weeks.
Saved my life.
If we can get that up, that'd be amazing. And you're working on another book.
Yeah.
It goes with how dapper you look right now. Explain that one.
Okay, so after I got out of the sport, I didn't realize how powerful the motivation was to get in shape, because I knew I was going to be in front of a bunch of people in posing trunks.
Right.
So now that I'm not doing that, it's like, now it's kind of like the people, the ones that come to me that really don't want to compete, they like the idea of it more. I could never get myself like back in shape again. And somehow I decided that I wanted to find out how a t-shirt fit and if they all fit the same. After that happened, that's how I got into men's fashion. I decided, what I'm going to do, because I wrote all these training courses for people, and those training courses,
I love that book.
they were the training courses were like a structure to help people train. If you follow this structure, this plan, you're going to get this result. I took the same idea and I did it with men's fashion, because most men don't know how to dress. We come to women and girlfriends and grandmas.
I've had to do a lot of makeovers.
Right?
Like
Okay. So I decided I was going to take that same correlation. There's a certain group of exercises when you train that are a core. Okay, they always work. In fashion, there's a certain group of clothes that you can buy that always work. That's your foundation, and then you build from that.
What's one?
Less is more. Okay, and so I started studying this thing just like it was my new bodybuilding. I was studying this every day, just like I was when I was training, and I created this way for men to dress based on face shape, based on body type, based on events that they want to go to. So in essence, it's just like my training courses. If you go follow this, and this, you're going to, the idea is to be impeccably dressed, but not trying too hard.
Nice.
So that's how I got into that. It's crazy. I didn't, who would have thought?
I love it. I can't wait for that book to come out. I like this book, and you look very handsome on the cover, by the way.
Thank you very much.
3 Strokes Saved My Life, and I can't wait to be on your podcast. You're just doing so many things. I love it.
I love it.
Is there anything you're leaving out? I swear, if I see you're running for mayor or something, I'm gonna be really pissed.
Not yet. Although somebody that saw me dressed up one time, this is crazy, in Starbucks. I can't believe this. These 3 young kids walked out, and all of a sudden a dad came back in, and he said, my daughters came in and said the president was in Starbucks. Like, you gotta be kidding me. What can I say?
You have that look. That's what I'm like. I love it. You're doing everything. And then we all need to follow you. I know I couldn't even find your page. You have a page.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. The Instagram, I was told before I came on, it's G Fitness Plus.
Because we need to follow you and see everything that you're doing. And you have all of your information.
G Fitness Plus. Then there's...
we can like your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Are we finally Facebook friends?
I think...
Did we become that?
Well, I can't
Because
answer.
I
don't want to lie to you. I don't know.
Let me see right now.
If not, we will be. I can promise you that.
What do you mean you can? Oh my gosh, this man. You can do everything except social media. I love that.
Do you realize how old I am? I mean, this stuff is hard to be relative. Come on now.
You're not that old. At least you look really good for your age.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on, Leo. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And we're going to be together a lot in the
Okay.
future. So
All right.
I can tell.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Weezy the P.
Hey, how you doing, Sparkle?
You do everything. You're a producer. You're funny.
Yeah, I do everything. I'm Weezy the P, and I always say the P is for producer because I do a lot of stuff, but when people meet you, they be like, what do you do? So it's simple for me to just say I'm a producer.
What do you produce, sir?
I produce.
Well, I mean,
I produce something from nothing.
Well, that's good. But I know
Yeah.
you're producing this comedy show that
I'm
you
producing the
have me
comedy
being a
show.
part of. I'm
That's
very
one of the
excited.
things I'm producing. The comedy show, the holiday comedy kickoff.
We have a flyer for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to be surrounded by all those men.
And yeah, we got you hosting it, which I'm glad of that.
Do I get to be funny too? Or I have to be really serious?
Yeah, just what I'm saying. Like I said, we have fun. One of the comics, Patrick Polak, the one told me about you. He said you ought to look up Sparkle, see about getting her to host the show. And so we reached out, and you said yeah.
I'm
so
super
there
excited.
we
Yeah, I
go.
have people
Yeah.
coming. They think I'm going to be funny. Who would have thought?
Well, they know the funny gonna be there. We got Rick Martinez, we got Rambo from L.A., we got Feather DeWise. Feather DeWise is like a Fresno legend when it comes to comedy,
Nice.
OG of comedy. Then we got Lonnie Pelly.
He's been on my show.
Lonnie Pelly.
He's my friend, yeah.
That's my buddy. I gave Lonnie the name, the cleanest comedian in the game. Lonnie is super squeaky clean. I love him. And then we got Sparkle, we got Patrick. So it's gonna be a live night. It's gonna be real live, funny.
That's amazing. And then you're working on movies too. Is there anything you could talk about as far as like production in television or movies?
Me myself, I got a few things that I'm working on.
Okay.
A couple of movies or so that
With a
I'm.
comedic theme?
Yes, it's all. I'm going around. I'm sticking to comedy.
And that's good because we don't have enough comedy in the Central Valley. And I've said this a lot because everyone's
Yeah.
doing horror movies. I know Fresno's scary, but we need more laughter. And I'm so happy that you're doing
Yeah.
comedy because we actually need that.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep the comedy going. It's all with me. I'm originally from Chicago, so
That's why you're so fun.
yeah, I would say that too. You know, I'm a city boy. I come here from Chicago with the intentions of moving to LA. But I didn't know no one stayed there, so, I was kind of, online and checking out rent and stuff like that. So I landed in Fresno, because it was a real cheap place to stay, and it was like I can go to wherever I need to go from here. So Fresno is like my home base. I spend a lot of time in LA. I go, You can go everywhere from Fresno.
Yeah, you really can.
It's like the Chicago of the West Coast. It's like the, you know,
That's true.
it's in the middle.
So is there anything that we can see of yours for like upcoming fans and some of your past work?
If you look me up, I'm really got to get this together. Shout out to my homie Debo. He gets on me about this technology thing, and I'm just moving so fast. As long as it's green, I can't. It's like when I'm making green, I can't feel technology.
I know.
You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
that's
Like-
been the theme of today with Leo, you, man.
It's like my money not really coming through technology. So it's like I could probably get, but I'm not.
Just the ATM machine.
I'm really terrible when it come to it. Sometimes I'd be like, man, they be like, man, this is the greatest show of your life. Did you film it? And I'd be like, I just wasn't thinking to film it, you know. But I'm on YouTube a lot. I got if you just look up Weezy the P on YouTube, I'm on there. A lot of people done threw me up on there. I got a few skits I done did. I'm known for a legendary story that I made. It's a tale of mine that I made up called The Tale of, I'm not going to say the exact, but Dookie eating Benny. But it's S-H, you know, but, and his name is Benny.
You
so,
can say the S word
okay,
on here.
well, I made a tale called Shit Eating Benny. And it's a story about a man that I met named Shit Eating Benny. So that's mainly what I'm known for. You know,
Nice.
people,
You came up with the
storytelling. I'm a
sketch.
storyteller.
That sounds funny to me. So.
Yeah. So I tell the story of Shit Eating Benny. You know, I talk about everything in my shows. When I say everything, you know, some people just like to wear, well, not everything, but I talk about anything.
So how long have you lived here? When did you move from Chicago?
I've been here on and off like 8 years. So I've been here 8 years.
So are you like the weather at all, or is that?
You know what? It's like I look at Fresno like the opposite of Chicago. In Chicago, it gets 30 below, and in Fresno, it get 130 degrees. So it's like the same. It's like the opposite. You know, you can either burn to death or freeze to death.
So when you put together these shows, because you put together other shows before, what are you looking for? Because they're very eclectic. The guys, I mean, just the couple that I know that I've seen, you have like one extreme to another. Or is that what you're looking for in all the comedy shows that you produce?
Well, I just try to, what I do, I just reach out and just try to, everybody on there just reaching out of unity. Friends of mine, people I like. I never been booked for a show since I've been doing comedy. But I done did probably 500 shows. I've been doing shows. I do a show when I want to do a show. Cause I know how to promote. I know how to. I pre-sale the tickets. The tickets might be gone before the show, so that's money.
Right.
You know, money made whether nobody come or not.
But I'm saying there's such a variety of this. When you put it together, you're just saying who can come, or you're actually
I grab anybody. I prove people. I will grab somebody can't talk, and we're gonna do a show. And I guarantee you it's gonna be good because I'm gonna believe in them. And they gonna believe in my belief gonna be so strong in them they're gonna start to believe in themselves. That's what I do.
Nice. Well, it was such a pleasure to have you on my show, Weezy. We're gonna follow you on all the social media that you don't know
November
how to do.
16th, Club One Casino.
And yes, I'm gonna be there. So if anything, come for that. But all these guys are great. I know half of them. Now I know you. So
Only
I'm
$10.
really excited.
We never charge more than $10.
How can you say no to $10?
$10.
And there's a bar there, so hey.
Yeah. It's a bar and good food. Club One, if you ever been there, y'all already know Club One has good food, excellent drinks, nice place to enjoy a comedy show. I really try to give people a reason to dress up. You know, like I tell people, when I do a show, I want all the pimps, players, pastors, hustlers, everybody put on your Sunday's finest and come out and, you know, and enjoy the show. Dress up, bring your wife, and you know, and enjoy. Try to have a Vegas type feel or wherever you might be, you know, right here.
Nice. Thank you. I'm so excited. The 16th, everybody.
That's why I don't remember your name anymore. Remember your name. You were never there, darling. I was there at the call of my name. You were never there.
Welcome back with me is Sanchez. This is a man of many talents. And he wrote Rock and Roll for Everybody. And you write a lot of different articles all the time about
Yeah.
right. Like I saw you just interviewed Korn.
Yeah, Brian Head Welch. Yeah. He
How was that? I saw him talk at my church.
at the Clovis?
Yeah, that's my church.
Oh, well, I got to interview him in Visalia.
I know. I saw that.
So,
That's
yeah,
what-
so I got to interview him and his
Oh,
daughter.
because you went to that church. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So over at that one, after his meet and greet, that's when I got to interview him and his daughter, and it was for the documentary because he was touring around America talking about his documentary,
Right.
about his drug use and finding faith and religion and how it saved him and his daughter. So that's pretty much what the conversation was about.
Did you go to
him.
that church or you went there to interview him?
Oh, I went to the Visalia church to interview him.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
if you were like.
But I actually did stay and got the chance to actually watch the
Yeah, me
documentary.
too. Yeah, that was really good.
It was amazing, like a really true like rock and roll, rise and fall kind of started with him and his daughter. So it was a different perspective because not only did you see it from his perspective, but also his daughter's perspective. Very unique one. So really what was in the documentary was pretty much what he was telling me in person. So it was just kind of cool to have that one-on-one connection to where someone who I used to listen to their music like talking to me. So it was like that little 12-year-old me who used to listen to Freak on a Leash and stuff like that, that it was making that young version.
Are you
going
going to go to the concert?
I have connections in which I could get to the concert though, but I haven't hit up anybody yet because it's a little too soon. But I know people who work at the Save Mart Center, and I already know Korn's management, so just more so getting closer to the date, that's when I'll
Nice.
submit the request. So yeah, you don't want to be too, you don't want to contact anybody too soon. You don't want to sound desperate. So
So who else have you interviewed? Because every time I see you're interviewing somebody big, and how do you get that? And what are you interviewing for?
Kings River Live.
Kings River Live. Okay. And where can we access that as the public? Is this a Visalia thing or it's everywhere?
Well, Kings River Life usually features all kinds of different articles in the Central Valley, so it's not just one particular location. We hit up everybody in the valley.
But where can we get?
Oh, it's an online publication, so if you just go to kingsriverlifemagazine.com.
And we can subscribe.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
we pay or it's all free?
It's all free.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm
So-
gonna be reading because I always see you're always interviewing like the best people that come to town.
Oh, no,
so-
for sure. So your question, interviews, wow. I've gotten the chance, like you said, Brian Head Welch. I got to interview Rudy Sarzo. He was with Ozzy Osbourne, Whitesnake, and Alice Cooper. So he was with the Guess Who. So I got to interview him for Hispanic Heritage Month last year. So there was Rudy Sarzo. There's been so many.
I know.
Well, I mean, I bet. And as far as that, I've also done some stand-up comedians. Like just last week, I did Cristela Alonso. She was the first ever Hispanic Latino woman to have her own primetime network show in the history of television. So her, Felipe Esparza, he won Last Comic Standing a few years back, and he's pretty close with Gabriel Iglesias, so I got to interview him. I've also gotten the chance to interview surfers because the World Surf League goes to Lamar out at Kelly Slater's Surf Ranch Pro.
I love that. I love that it's so well rounded.
Yeah,
from
no,
everything. I mean, that's how I like to keep my show, and that's how you keep your life.
No, exactly. So it was operated really well. So I got the chance to talk to all the best surfers in the world: Kelly Slater, Stephanie Seymour, Carissa Moore, Gabrielle Medina. So all the champions that got to win it this year, I got to interview them. So
That's
it's a
amazing.
mixture of different musicians, comedians, people in the whole entertainment and sports realm. And Derek Carr, I got to interview Derek Carr. They're playing tonight. Go Raiders. So so I've got the chance to interview people from different fields.
And you're just a little Buchanan boy, so.
Yes, 07, class of 07. 07, that's right, class of
Oh,
07.
Steve, you're so young. I was
I
way
try
out
to
of
be.
college by that time.
Don't stop that.
Oh my gosh, no, but it's so great that you did this. You're ambitious. Did you go to school for writing?
Yes, I did. Not necessarily technically in the world of journalism, but filmmaking. I went to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas to study filmmaking.
Nice.
So yeah, I went there, had a great time, but it was more so with the emphasis on screenwriting.
And then you
though.
came back and did all this?
Pretty much
You
so.
are kicking ass, Steven. I
Oh,
love
so-
you.
Well, thank you so much. It means a lot. So, I mean, but that was kind of cool because, for the time that I was living in Vegas after college, I was trying to look for that there. And, there's a lot of opportunities, but everyone thinks that they're a writer, photographer.
Yeah.
Vegas is not short of, media, filmmaking, writing.
Right.
talent.
I lived in LA, so
Yeah. So it was tough to break in, but here in Fresno, it was even tougher though. But once I got in, it was like, you don't have to go to Los Angeles, San Francisco, or Vegas in which to, do what you want in the realm of media, writing, storytelling. Like sometimes it's just in your own backyard. It's just a matter of trying and persistence.
And I love this. It says, get up close and backstage to experience the energy and excitement of live music. So it must have been a blast coming up with the material for this book, right?
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, it was a blessing, but it was also kind of tough because, when they're saying, yo, choose the best photos that you think are,
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, to put into the book. And I'm like, holy smokes, because I got to think, okay, I can't be biased in just what I think is my favorite, but what's also going to look good and what's to sell the book. So it was tough, but like you said, it was all the more fun.
And I mean, that's what I love about this is the imagery too, because nowadays books are losing, the picture. And now it's like I have the experience because I have the words,
exactly.
I have the images, I have the whole everything.
Well, the whole selling point was what I was trying to tell the publishing
I mean,
company.
you must have been so close to get that photo.
Yes, I was. That was at Phone 55.
Did you take all these photos or someone took it for you?
Those were all me. Every
You're a
single one.
writer and photographer. Oh my gosh.
I try to be a Renaissance man.
They maybe because I don't know if you know about me, but I have a writing background as well. And they used to want me to take my photos I worked for LA Splash, and I was at a party for Paris Hilton and everything. And I had my little thing, I was
Really?
supposed to take my photos. Well, I forgot to take the camera lens off. So I realized I was just a writer only, and photography was not going to be my thing.
Oh, no.
But you're a man that does it all, Steven, so I'm very impressed.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, like I said, with the publishing company Amherst, when I pitched the idea for them, that's what I was telling them, that, there's been so many great artists that have come through Fresno that no one has really ever commemorated it or archived it. So to me, I was like,
Wait, there you go.
yeah. People will tell me that, like Elton John.
See, I don't even know how to do this right now, so of course I didn't know how to take pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, at least you met Elton John?
Oh, no, I didn't get. Speaking
Oh,
of,
see,
he was
I
here.
did. I got to interview him. I have a photo of that.
Really?
Oh my God, I upped you on
You
one
see,
thing. No,
he-
but Steven's
oh.
better than me. This isn't about.
You see, when he came into town, that's when I met the Save More People writer there. So yeah, Elton John and Fleetwood Mac came to town, and I so happened to meet the backstage people just afterwards. So had I met him before,
man.
I would have been there in the media pit taking pictures of Elton
No
John,
way.
Fleetwood Mac. But from then on, because my first show at Save More Center was Kiss for their farewell tour. So from there then on out, I've made
That's
good
a
connects
good
at
one.
Save More Center. But had it been sooner, I would have done Fleetwood Mac.
Well, I was interviewing Elton John when I guess I think the year you graduated high school.
Really? That long ago?
Yeah. Well, it was like, 2006, 2007 is when I wrote for that magazine, yeah.
Holy smokes. Was he a great guy? Because I know everyone's talking about him because of the movie.
But yeah, I mean, he really, and I don't know if you had this experience. That's a good question. When I interviewed all the celebrities I interviewed, the biggest names were always the nicest people. The people that had an attitude are the people you wouldn't even know. If I told you their name, you wouldn't know them. What's your experience with interviewing celebrities?
That I actually second that motion because that is true.
Really?
It's kind of weird how it's like the ones who are established, the ones who are considered the legends, or the ones that are famous and popular. Those are like you said, the most laid back, calm, down to earth people that you could talk to. It's almost like when you talk to them, it's like they're your brother, they're your sister,
Right?
Like you've known them for a long time. But it's the ones who are up and coming. That's every now and then. I'm not necessarily saying specifically those people, but
No, I know.
with my experience,
You've done a lot of people. It's not just this book. This is a small portion
that
of your interviews.
some people who are just on the rise or people who have actually broken through into the mainstream, they tend to be a little on the arrogant side. So I really do agree with what you said.
And that's kind of like why they go far, I think, because they have such a great disposition.
Well, yeah, not only that, but they've also had the chance to learn too, because obviously, they're musicians. They're not necessarily taught, hey, this is how you sound articulate to the media. So they've had their practice of dealing with that type of stuff. So
this is so amazing. You captured the sweat.
oh, thank you. I mean, actually, some of those are the best pictures of the sweat because you could see the light glistening off their skin when they're sweating. Though it just creates a dramatic effect. Yeah, Jeff Tate from Queens, right?
You know what's great about this book? We can get this on Amazon. Where can we go buy this?
Yeah, Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon.com.
We have all your information right on where to buy it. Okay, because now it's the holidays coming. This is a perfect gift. Because it's sad, and not to put anyone down. A lot of people don't like to read anymore. It's just we don't have time. And this is perfect because it's enough reading to where it's like for the person that doesn't want to read and likes picture. Say people are more visual these days. They can look at the pictures. They can read this. It's not a huge commitment to read this. So I think this is the perfect holiday gift for anybody.
No, exactly, and that's what the text is all about. Is that you get to hear and read backstage stories of what happened. So if you want to know, something funny that happened backstage, I tell that story. I also give like a photography tutorial on because funny, there really is no tutorial or lessons on how to do concert photography. You see, I took a photography class. We learned everything. We learned portrait, we learned nature photography, wildlife. We learned different ones, but the one that was never taught was concert, live, or even sports photography.
Yeah.
So really, I had to teach myself. So really, I've tried to look and do my research before I did this book to see if there was any one of its kind. And yeah, there's photography books that are just like, yeah, here's my pictures of, Rolling
Exactly.
Stones.
That's why I love it. This is like the perfect amount of both. I really, really like
They
this.
do not teach it. They don't say, hey, this is the camera that I use, this is the lens I use, this is the type of aperture or setting that I used. This is not the ISO, all the technical words. I use that jargon in the book to say, okay, if you want to capture this kind of image in black and white, these are the settings. This is where I stood. This is how I had it, vertical, horizontal. So I give like a little photography tutorial on how, if you want to capture those images, there you go. So it's a little teacher's manual too.
So how much is the book?
We actually knocked down the price. You could get it for $33 on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. So yeah, that's where you can find it.
So this is good this is the perfect holiday gift, guys, for all your rocker. But if you can't afford to give them the concert ticket, get them the book.
I'm your connect.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much, Stephen. You're gonna have to come on a lot more and tell us what you're doing.
Oh no, for
Because
sure.
every time I can't keep. It's like keeping up with the Kardashians, keeping up with Stephen.
You want to compare me to a Kardashian?
I know that was hard because it's keeping up with the Kardashians,
Okay.
keeping up with Stephen. I
Okay,
can't.
I'll find a way to take that as a compliment.
I can't keep because I can't keep up with you. For
No, I know
a
what you're
Fresno
saying.
man, you're everywhere. You're doing everything. I cannot keep up with you.
Well, as a matter of fact, Sinbad's tonight, and I'm going to be at that one too. Yeah, so if you're a '90s kid like me, house guest, first kid, and
Yes,
all
I
that other
watched
stuff. Yeah,
all
he's
of that.
here tonight,
I love
so I'm going to be
it.
there.
Oh my! I miss those movies. That was.
Those
Well, since I'm like so much older than you,
Stop that! Stop putting yourself down, girl. Stop.
Thank you so much, Stephen.
No,
Buy
thank you for
this,
having me
guys. Buy this, everybody.